decision to break into one of the holiest places. The holy Al-Aqsa Mosque, in one of the holiest months, the holy Ramadan, and one of the holiest nights, the night of Al-Qadr, is the point of these attempts, which failed and will continue to fail. However, Jerusalem responded, as always, to those who said and pretended that they have unified Jerusalem by their occupation, to those who said that they can make peace in the Middle East without our people and on its expense. We responded to those who gave a promise to the occupier to gift it Jerusalem. We said that Jerusalem is not for sale. We responded to those who wanted to divide our Al-Aqsa that we have that people will protect Al-Aqsa, and we do not care about a promise by those who do not own to those who do not deserve. We reaffirm the importance and the need to respect the current legal and historic status of Al-Haram al-Sharif. We reaffirm the important role of Jordan and the Hashemite protection of the holy places in the city. Mr. President, we have accepted international legitimacy and international law to solve our question. We accepted political work and peaceful resistance as a way to solve the final issues and reach a peace agreement which would end occupation and the conflict. However, the occupation power, Israel, continues to procrastinate since the Oslo Accords. Not only that, the current Israeli government does not even believe in the two-state solution. It continues its annexation policies, continues its colonization of our occupied land. It issues racist laws. It isolates a strip and violates all political economic and security agreements signed with it. The international law is the cornerstone of the international order. It does not tolerate any duplication and any false interpretation. Dealing with Israel as a country above the law will only encourage it to act as such. It is high time for the international community to shoulder its responsibilities to end the Israeli occupation of our land, of our holy sites, of our present and our future. It is high time to take practical measures to provide international protection to the Palestinian people until they can actually practice their right to self-determination, the right to freedom and independence on their occupied land since 1967, with East Jerusalem as a capital. We urge you to honor your commitments under the international law, including not to acknowledge the illegal status created by Israeli procedures and policies in occupied Palestine, including East Jerusalem. We call upon you not to provide any assistance or support to entrench and maintain the current status. We call upon you to differentiate between Israel, the occupying power, and the occupied territories, and ensure accountability. Every country in the world has the responsibility to ensure that peace, justice, and freedom prevail. It is your right to hold Israel accountable and not to provide it with arms. It is your responsibility to contribute to providing protection to the victims, not immunity to war criminals. It is your responsibility to fight settlements, not those who boycott them. It is your responsibility to be a support to a people persecuted in deeds and words. The world should not be a simple, should not simply watch and stand idly by. You should stop these crimes. Mr. President, from this rostrum, from the United Nations, whose charter ensures the right of people to self-determination, and in front and before the representatives of states which achieved their independence after apartheid and occupation, we would tell you that our people shall not waiver their right and their place among nations. We salute your solidarity with us. After your own struggles and history and principles. We saw how people of the world took to the streets in thousands and even millions to defend freedom and humanity, to say to the Israeli occupation, stop, enough is enough. Some would accuse the United Nations of siding with Palestinians, at a time when it is siding with its charter. It is siding with rights, with the struggle of people to achieve their independence and freedom. The bias which should we fight is any bias that ensures impunity and guarantees impunity to Israel. These wars would never have been launched had the occupation taken responsibility of its different crimes, including oppressing demonstrations and its repeated aggressions in 2009, in 2012, in 2000. After long decades of oppression, racial discrimination, and displacement. Mr. President, we call for peace. We are working for peace. However, this cannot come at the expense of our people and its right guaranteed by resolutions of international legitimacy. Ending occupation against our people and our holy sites should be followed by a political process in line with UN terms of reference, with an international sponsorship, which would lead to ending the Israeli occupation of Palestine and its capital. This is what we have informed the US administration and the quartet after the end of term of the Trump administration and its shameful deal, which pretended that Palestine is no longer a critical and central question. However, the events today reaffirm the importance and centrality of Jerusalem and the Palestinian cause at the regional and international level. But at what expense? Really, at what expense? The occupation targets our people generation after generation. This criminal Israeli occupation has caused so much pain, which cannot be solved by a truce and a ceasefire. Susie, a child, went to sleep in her house in Gaza with her mother, father, and 4 siblings. She woke up the next day under the rubbles, without a mother, with only one father. Samira and the tree planted by her father in their house's garden in Sheikh Jarrah after the Nakba are still under the threat of forced displacement. Muhammad, who loves running, who loves riding his bike, is today in a prison cell, being deprived of his childhood. Those who want peace have to win for those people. Thank you, Mr. President.
I thank the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Observer.